Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Work at Home Rockstar Podcast. I'm excited for today's episode. We have somebody who's been working from home for way longer than I have, which is super rare. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We're talking to the owner and creator of Bart Merrell International Consulting, Monetize Your Mindset, and the Side Hustle Samurai. So what he does is he helps people to identify their ideal side hustle that is unique to them and their life experiences and create financial security by monetizing what they already know and do. Love that. That is awesome because that's exactly what people ask me all the time is how they do that. So I'm excited for this episode. Bart, are you ready to rock?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Beautiful. So we always start off here in a good note. So tell me a story of success that we can be inspired by.
So I don't know if you're going to call this a success or not, but I pride myself on being able to monetize anything that comes across my way, good, bad, or ugly. When life gives you lemons, I say, don't just make lemonade. If you're going to make lemonade, build a lemonade stand and sell the stuff. So last year, 2024, I had to have my lower left leg amputated from the knee down. When I found out, obviously I was devastated and I was scared. I was like, oh, crap. But when the shock and awe was over, what naturally happens in my brain is, okay, this is going to happen. I don't like it, but it's going to happen. How can I monetize it?
Wow.
6 months post-op, I contracted with my prosthetist to help people go through what it is that I went through, to help them through the process, to calm down their mind, to just prepare, and to even after the surgery, if things come up, how to deal with those issues. And the conversation kind of went like this. I look back on my life sometimes and I think I was lucky because I didn't think I was going to do what I'm doing today. It just kind of happened. And so I'm going to sidetrack here just for a second to kind of talk about how it all got started. My goal in life was to become an FBI agent and chase serial killers. It didn't happen. We had a family friend that said, just go through accounting. Once you get in the FBI through the accounting process, because accounting was the easiest way in, then once you're in the FBI, you can apply for the different jobs and you don't have to stay in accounting. So accounting and studying accounting, going to college, graduating in accounting was just a means to an end. And I took some time off. I went home and helped my dad on the pig farm to help improve my Spanish, because all of the workers on the pig farm, not all of them, but a lot of the workers on the pig farm spoke Spanish. So it gave me an opportunity. While I was down there, I had RK surgery done on my eyes. This is what was before LASIK. It had just come out and it was successful. I didn't have glasses from age 24 till 51-ish. And so I was excited. I was happy. I'm going to go in the FBI, get back up to school. I start the application process in the FBI, and I found out that automatically disqualified me from the FBI. I was devastated. Before I got my leg cut off, I was devastated one time. Wow. And I'm hanging out at college doing my landscaping not side business, but it was my part-time job. And I was like, what am I going to do? I don't want to go count other people's money. And a buddy of mine jokingly asked me, well, do you want to go to Japan? He worked for a bungee jump company, and they had sold a bungee tower in Japan, and they needed someone to go over there and help them get things going, teach the staff. And so I contracted with the bungee jump company that bought the tower, and I would go back and forth to Japan. I did it for 6.5 years until I got married. I would go back and forth. I'd spend 3 to 6, maybe even 9 months in Japan per year. Then I'd come home and I'd just do whatever I want. And so that's kind of how it all got started. And it got started by preparedness, meeting opportunity, and then being willing to take action. And so now let's kind of go back to me sitting in my prosthetist's office. he's working on my leg. And I said, Scott, your competition, I met with them before I decided on you. Your competition has a guy. You don't have a guy. I'm your guy. I said, Scott, I don't want a job. I just want to contract with you to help people when they need help. And so 6 months post-op, I contracted with my prosthetist to do that. So I monetized getting my leg chopped off. Now, I don't want your audience to go start chopping off body parts to get a job or to get a side hustle. But that's how my mind works. Anything good, bad, or ugly that comes across my desk, through my life, whatever, I always think, can I monetize this? I don't monetize everything, but I always think it. Can I monetize it?
Yeah. Wow. Which is probably what makes you good at what you do, at helping other people figure out how to monetize the things that they're already doing too, right?
Yes, exactly. I do it all the time. And so I have a process that I take people through that helps them just get the juices flowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that we can pitch it right now just a little bit is I have an offer for your audience. It's 25 successful side hustles for 2025. It's a list. That list is just a memory jogger. It just gets you thinking and gets you realizing what is out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just helps you start thinking, and you're like, oh, well, that's there. Maybe I can do something like this. And it just gets you started.
Wow. Wow. Well, so now funny thing is that we always talk about the good note and the bad note together, and the thing that didn't go as planned. Now, I'm not sure. I think they're both the same, aren't they? Or is there another bad note that you can talk about, something that we can learn from?
But when I was in Japan, my first time over there was 1994. And I went over there and there were these big nets. And you would see these big nets everywhere. And so I went to one, and what it was a golf driving range.
Oh yeah.
And it was called F1. F1 golf is what it was called. And it was amazing. I mean, it was top golf on steroids in 1994. The ball would come up out of the ground on the tee already. You adjust the
Wow.
tee and you hit the ball. The tee sinks down and comes back up with another ball. And you weren't renting the space on time. You were renting the space per hit, per ball.
Okay.
And you would buy this little card with the number of balls on it, and you would put it in this little machine, and you would just hit away to your heart's content. Before you knew it, you had gone through 100 balls. I mean, it was just, you were hitting like crazy.
Yeah.
It was a money machine. I said, I need to take this to America. And I started doing some research and talking to people, and the zeros were just too big for a young kid in Japan doing bungee jump stuff.
Hmm.
There was just too many zeros behind those numbers. And so I didn't act. I wasn't prepared. So opportunity came and I didn't act.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how my life might be different if I had, and I was the top golf guy?
Yeah. Wow.
Now, I'm not saying I dislike my life. I'm just saying if I was the franchisor of F1 golf in America, things would be a little bit different. There would be a whole lot more zeros in my bank account.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's
And
the
so
thing when you're not.
that's a miss. And it's, hey, life is good. I'm doing what I like to do. I'm having a good time. I'm financially stable. Everything is good. I'm just saying there is a miss that I missed that would have made a dramatic difference in my life, because I wasn't prepared.
Hmm.
Or you
Well,
could say maybe I was prepared, but I didn't take action. So
yeah, I'm just wondering, so if you were to go back to that point now, knowing what you know, how would you have made it work? I mean, there's still too many zeros, right? But how would you have you gotten through that challenge?
well, so now I have more knowledge of how to raise funds.
That's
And I would find the money to make it happen,
yeah,
which would probably mean I would lose ownership, not complete ownership, but I would lose a good portion of the ownership. Would I have maintained 50%? I don't know.
yeah.
So looking at those things, how would it have changed? It may have been just a big headache. People often think, oh, I wish I was Elon Musk, or I wish I was Bezos, or I wish I was Mark Cuban, whoever you wish you were in the business industry. But do you really want their life?
Mm.
Do you really want to do what they had to do to get there? Sleeping on friends' couches, sleeping in the office. Is that the life you want? If it is, great, go for it. I don't know that that's the life I would have wanted.
Yeah. Well, chances are, if that is the life that they wanted, they would be there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just one of those things, right? I mean, we pretty much do what we are prepared to do. But now what you mentioned though is that whole thing about being prepared for that opportunity. When that opportunity comes around, if you've got everything you need to take that opportunity and you still don't take it, that's a much bigger miss,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Now it's one of those things where fear kind of takes place, right?
Yep. And
Yeah,
you have to work through fear. That's one of the things that stops people is taking that first step, whether it's not understanding what opportunities they have right around them, or what's them either not being prepared, or maybe they are prepared, like you said, and it's just fear. They're afraid to take that action for one reason or another, and you have to overcome that. And people ask me, well, how do you do it? And my answer is you just take that first little step and
yeah,
get the momentum started. And once you get that momentum started, it becomes easier. But
yeah,
you have to try. If you want me to share another story, I will.
yeah. Well, that's it, eh? It's one step at a time. It's one bite at a time, whatever it is. Like you got to break it down into something that you can manage, right?
Yes. And just take those little steps. One of my side hustles is dog training right now.
Yeah,
And if I'm teaching a dog to do a trick, I don't teach the whole trick because they can't do it.
yeah,
I break it down into pieces and then put the pieces together, and then we get the trick.
yeah, yeah.
So it's the same thing when you're starting a side hustle and doing things that you don't want to do, or
Right on.
you're afraid to do, I should say.
Yeah, you're afraid to do it. I think you want to do it. You're just afraid to do it. And so kind of that leads into the next section where we could talk about, how do you do you have mentors? Do you have people that you look up to? Do masterminds? Like how do you learn everything you learn?
So this started at a young age as well. I grew up. I don't remember not having a horse. I
Okay.
I grew up with horses, and my horse, when I was about 7 years old, his name was George, and he was a tall horse. He stood about 17 hands high, and I always had to have someone put the saddle on. But George was not my horse; it was a hand me down from my brother. And I went to my dad, and it was owned by my dad. I said, Dad, when is George going to be my horse? My dad's like, what are you talking about? George is your horse. And I said, no, Dad, when is George really going to be my horse? And so Dad thought about it a second. He says, well, when you can put the saddle on all by yourself, George will be your horse.
Oh.
And we're not talking an English saddle. We're talking a Western saddle, adult Western saddle. But I was excited. George was tied up to the back in the backyard. I ran and grabbed a chair from the table. I drug the saddle over there and I picked it up just enough to push it on George's side, and George stepped away and I fell on my face.
Yeah,
But I tried this. I worked every Saturday after cartoons. I don't know if you remember when we used to have Saturday cartoons,
I do.
but after cartoons, George was tied up in the back and I was with the saddle trying to put it on, trying to put it on. Finally, at age 12, I was able to put it on and George became my horse.
Wow.
Why did I stick with it for 5 years? Because when I couldn't do it, I had to go get my brother and my dad, and I saw them do it. They showed me how to do it. I knew that if I just grew and got stronger, eventually I was going to be able to do it. Let's contrast this to the early 2000s. I thought I was going to be a poker player. That was my new side hustle. I was going to play Texas Hold'em and I was going to go to the World Series of Poker and win $1 million.
Yeah.
And I studied books. I mean, I studied harder than I studied in college. I read thick books about poker and strategy and all this good stuff. 6 months later, I looked at my online poker account and it was plus $500. I kind of did the time, divided that by the time spent playing poker, actually playing poker, and it came out to like 29 cents an hour.
Yeah.
29 cents an hour isn't going to pay the bills.
No.
And I gave up. I say I gave up. I put it on the back burner and I don't play poker for money anymore. It's just like, it's just a fun little thing to
Yeah,
get
for fun.
together. And so why did I give up after 6 months? But I stayed with George for 5 years. It's because I had a mentor, a live mentor right there. Now, if I had a mentor in the poker scene, the outcome could have been the same. My mentor could have said, dude, you just ain't good enough. You need to quit playing. It could have been the same, or I could have learned and done better and had a coach to help me through things.
Yeah.
And so the difference in a mentor it can help you get there faster, save heartache, headaches, and just help you get to success quicker.
Yeah.
They just get you there. And so the mentors are so important to help you get there, whether it's, do you think Michael Phelps didn't have a mentor, a coach, someone to help him get to where he did? We've all met him in interviews. He had a mentor. Any good, successful person that has done something extraordinary more than likely had a mentor to help them get there
Yeah.
and become successful.
Well, and we do have lots of mentors in our lives that, help us through lots of stuff that we do. However, it may not be necessarily people that we would choose, right?
Yeah.
We go to friends, we go to family, we go to people that are in our lives, and they help us through things. However, there's a big difference between choosing somebody because they're there versus specifically going out and finding somebody who's experienced exactly what you want to experience and like getting them to help you get there, right?
When it comes to side hustles and things you're doing like in this form, you can have lots of negative mentors.
Yeah.
My best friend, his wife said to him once, "Why doesn't Bart just go out and get a real job?" And I'm just like, why would I want to? Why do I want to? I say I am unemployable.
Yeah,
and
me too.
and so you're exactly right. Having the mentor who has done what it is you want to do. My mentor when I started was my dad.
Yeah.
Dad was a pig farmer, like I mentioned earlier, but he had his hands in many different things. He was part owner in a dairy farm in Idaho, which is I'm down in New Mexico, and he's up in or the dairy farm's up in Idaho. And then he was part owner in a mushroom farm in Utah,
Well,
which is where I currently live, not by the mushroom farm, but I live in Utah. And then he was part owner in a produce warehouse that would bring produce out of Mexico and then distribute it to stores. And that was in Phoenix, Arizona. It used to be where Diamondback Stadium now stands. And so
Okay.
you can imagine when Diamondback Stadium wanted the property, him and his partners made a good chunk of change.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And so
Wow.
having a mentor that has done that, which was my dad, and I look at people and I talk to people and I say, if you didn't grow up with someone like my dad or my dad, you don't think like I do.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm here, is to help you think like I do, where when something comes across your desk, your life, you think, huh, can I monetize it?
Perfect. All right, let's talk about some tools. So, what are the tools that you use in your business to get success?
So obviously AI is huge right now. And it's more than just chat. There are so many AI tools that can build websites that can
Yep.
uh it can take your business. I have one that can take your business idea, you put it in, and it tells you your chances of success.
Ah,
And it gives you 8 to 10 pages of information about your ideal client, about your unique value proposition, your minimum proposition. It gives you, so a lot of people, they get analysis paralysis and they want it to be perfect before they put something out. This minimum proposition is, hey, dude, get it out there, get out
yeah.
this, and then you can grow to perfect or close to perfect. I had a mentor once that what he told us, he says, if you want to influence the least amount of people ever, wait till it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just so many tools out there that make starting a business, it can save you time, money, uh, and increase your chances of success if you just use them properly. So AI is huge right now for what I'm using to, from anything from content creation to business viability to, I want a name. I don't have a good name for my business. I want one with a .com. How do I find that without
Yep.
just trial and error? There's just so many tools out there right now and it's only going to get better. Doing the stuff you don't want to do, sending out emails, there's just so many AI assistants that can do anything that you can do on a computer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I had to call HP tech support the other day. And of course, the first person I got was an AI bot.
Yep.
This bot was amazing. I mean, there was no lag. I mean, she was just talking to me. And you have to imagine what this bot has to do. It has to take my unknowledgeable computer language, transfer that to computer language, and then talk to me and tell me what to do. She helped me troubleshoot my computer. And I was just going, wow. Because I'm talking to her like a layperson. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just telling her in my mind what my computer is doing and we need to fix it.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, and obviously it's HP. They better have a dang good bot. So
Yeah.
it was, there's just so much you can do to make life easier when it comes to running a business and even starting a business using AI tools. And so that's one of the things I focus on with people, is teach them how to ask the right questions to, and it's more than, like I said, it's more than Chat GPT. You're going to be using several different AI tools and pulling information and mixing them and putting it together into, and then you get the information you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I find like, and especially what you talked about the analysis paralysis situation, like that, that's a real thing. And I mean, usually, a way to get through that would be to go talk to a mentor, would be to go talk to somebody and sort of try to work through it together. However, there's there's a bit of fear even in that. Now you're taking someone's time. Like, there's a whole bunch of like reasons why you might not want to do that.
How much is it going to
bot.
cost me?
How much is it going to cost you? Yeah. I mean, if it's a free person that you're taking their time, if it's somebody that you're paying, now with AI, with these chatbots that, like you say, are super advanced already, and imagine where they're going to be in another 10 years. You can take these ideas and you can flesh out quite a bit before you even get to the point where you have to, take it to a mentor, right? You may
Yeah.
not even have to, but
Well,
because go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, because that is really what you're going to hear this over and over again from every mentor is just get started. So,
Yes.
so I
Yes.
mean, at least the chat bot can give you enough confidence to say, "Yep, looks good. Put it out there." You're like,
Yeah,
"Great."
exactly. And so I wanted to side note on one thing that I learned. So I was in a seminar with a guy who there's a virtual bot that's created. It's called Lindy. And this is the CEO of Lindy. And he is talking about his bot, which is incredible. Okay. But you know what stuck out more to me than his bot and everything that he's created is he's talking about, and he is excited. He loves what he does. He actually said it. He says, I would have never guessed as a kid that I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and do this every day. He was so passionate about what he did. And so that's another thing I just wanted to throw in there because we're talking about bots here, and there's some amazing things that bots can do. But I was watching a CEO, and more than his product was he was excited about what he was doing. And if you can get excited about what you're doing, that's when you're going to live. That you're, not having to go to work just to make money. You're going to work because you want to work.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're more likely to do that. I think you're more likely to do that in your own thing than in
Yeah.
somebody else's thing, right? I mean, I know I experience it. Like,
Yeah.
people, because I work more than most people work. All the employees, and they're like, "Yeah, but you're working all the time. You don't, what about vacation? What about this and that?" And I'm just kind of like, well, I really like what I do. Like, I can't help it. It's just why do I need to escape and take a vacation for a few weeks from something that I really like to do? Right? Like, isn't that
And
isn't that
and
the point?
and why do I want to go on vacation when like holidays? Why
Yes.
do I want to go out there and all that when everybody else is out there? I can go out there when I want to and not have to fight the people, the traffic.
Yep. Yeah. There was a long time ago. I remember just in the mall on a Tuesday afternoon, right at Christmas time. Nobody else is there. So everybody's waiting to get off work, and I'm just doing my Christmas shopping like nothing. It's just having the flexibility to move things around so that you're not competing with everybody else when they're doing their thing, right?
Yeah. And I'm gonna what you said is important about you work more than most people probably work.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do a side hustle, you need to realize that you're gonna be putting in long hours. I mean, I think I told you as we started up here that I had a late night last night, and I've had several late nights because I'm preparing for an event that I'm putting on Saturday. And but I mean, I could when I went to bed last night, I had to force myself to go to bed because I knew I had to get up and talk to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was going through, you know, preparing for what I'm going to teach these people about using bots for business. And I was creating stuff, fun images. And so I'm the side hustle samurai, and I was working on an image of samurais with laptops waiting to get in my event. And it's something I'm going to post on Facebook today.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
are you one of my side hustle samurais
Yeah.
waiting to get in my event? You better be. And I was just it was fun. I had to say, okay, it's almost 2 o'clock. I need to go to bed.
Wow. Well, I mean, the way I'd like to think about it is imagine if, you heard that I was up all night playing my guitar, just or playing video games or whatever it is, having fun. And then I said, "Oh, you know what? I had a late night last night. I was playing guitar all night. Would you feel bad for me? Like,
No,
but if you say I was up late night last night working, a lot of people would feel bad for you. They'd be like, "Oh, I feel bad that you have to work that late." It's
yep,
like I'm playing my guitar all night.
exactly.
Don't feel bad for me.
Exactly. There,
Yeah,
isn't there songs about that?
there
Up
is.
all night, sleep all day.
Awesome. So, okay, we're running out of time. It's time for your guest solo. So tell me what's exciting in your business, other than your event on Saturday, I guess.
So I'm excited about the event, and this is gonna I'll be doing. I have 10 events scheduled for next year.
Nice.
Some of them virtual, some of them live. This one's live and in person in just south of Salt Lake City. In the morning, we flesh out your ideas. I take people through a process. What do you like to do? What do you need to do? What are you already doing?
Mhm.
And then let's take it one step further. What would you like to learn? What do you need to learn? What have you already learned that you can get compensated by helping people through those same processes?
Yep.
And so then we take those lists that they've created and we refine them until we come out with a handful of side hustle ideas that they should start with. And then we'll take one of those and then we're going to take it and put it in that AI that I was telling you about, where you plop it in and it tells you, hey, you have a 70% chance of success. Here is your value proposition. Here is your minimum proposition. Let's get started with the minimum proposition. And it tells you, here's the reasons why you should do it. Here's some things you should watch out for. And I think my side hustle samurai stuff came into 64%. And so there's another chat, there's a chat bot that you can talk to right there inside this app. And I said, okay, I'm at 64%. What do I need to do to make this more than 65%? And it tells me the things I
Okay.
need to focus on. And so
Wow.
I'm going to be taking people through this process with their ideas. And then I have prompts to help them find their ideal customer. We don't have to guess. I can take them through a system where they know what their ideal customer fears, what their ideal customer wants. It tells them how to speak, it tells them the phrases to use with their ideal customer. And so your content is, okay, I'm making content. I need to talk about, mine is, they don't want a bunch of fluff. Have you ever been to an event and it's fluff?
Hmm.
I call mine an event on this podcast, and I shouldn't have. It's not an event. It is a workshop.
Yeah.
If you need to get in touch with your feelings, this is not the event to go to or the workshop to go to. We're rolling up our sleeves and we're getting to work, where you're leaving with your handful of ideas and a clear path of the things you need to do to turn this into a stream of income.
Wow.
And so I am excited about my event.
Wow.
And like I said, this one is this Saturday, but there's going to be, if you get in touch with me and connect with me, I'm going to have 4 live events and probably 6 virtual events next year. I have a virtual event coming up in November. And so this is what I love to talk about and what I love to do, if you haven't noticed.
So now, imagine, someone sitting there. I wonder if I'd be good for this event. Like, would I get what I need out of it? Do you have any sort of like profile of the person that would get the most out of working with this event and getting some success?
If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you come to this event and you're going to come out of it with ideas. And like I said, in a clear path. Then you just got to have like I said, this isn't a get in touch with your
No.
feelings event.
Yeah.
This is a, hey, I'm there. I need it. I know I need it. And I'm ready to get to work and do it. And so if you have trepidation about getting started, if you need that push, you might need, you're going to come out of the event with ideas and a path. If you need that push, maybe we need to talk a little more.
And so, is that something that you offer then? Do you offer more coaching,
If you need
in addition to
handheld
that?
holding, I do. At the
You do.
event, there'll be an offer that you can do the 90-day challenge, 90-day side hustle challenge. And the goal is to get you to an income stream in 90 days. This comes with prizes because you're going to be competing with the group that comes out of a couple of classes. And every 6 months, there's prizes for those who have made it to the top.
Wow, that's cool. So how do we find out more?
You can connect with me at bartmerrell.com, Bart Merrell on Facebook. We have the 25 side hustle ideas for 2025. You can get that at yoursidehustle.com, and that'll connect you with me, and you'll continue to get information about these things. My YouTube channel that I just started is the Bart Merrell, the Side Hustle Samurai. And so this is where I'm dropping ideas and talking about things that people ask when it comes to side hustles.
All right, hardest question. Who's your favorite rock star?
Oh, that is a hard question. So my favorite rock star would probably be Iron Maiden.
Oh, wow.
I went to Iron Maiden Somewhere in Time concert tour, and I was blown away. I've been to a lot of concerts. I've been to
Yeah.
Scorpions. I've been to, uh, this is going to probably blow your mind as well. My least favorite concert that I've ever been to was Aerosmith.
Really?
It just didn't. Skid Row opened for them, and in my opinion, Skid Row was way more impressive than Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. And so,
Wow.
but Iron Maiden, their whole show is just such a stage presentation.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, is that the type of music that you listen to normally?
I listen to everything.
Yeah.
So here's one I've kind of stumbled onto a while, probably 6 months ago. Have you heard of Ren?
Ren. No.
So when you get done, you want to go look up Ren and hello Ren
Okay.
or hi Ren. I can't remember what it is.
Okay.
Once again, this guy is impressive. He's not a rock star necessarily. I mean, but he does he has a band that does some street stuff. They're called the Big Push, I believe, and they've done some pretty cool Bob Marley stuff, Who Shot the Sheriff, and they've done some pretty cool stuff. But it's not necessarily rock. It's just, I mean, everything he does is once again is a presentation. His music, his videos. Yeah. Anyway, I'm blown away by him, but he's not necessarily
Not
my
yet.
style of music. But I listen to everything from melancholy classical to you know to Iron Maiden's probably the hardest I go,
Yeah.
but
That's pretty hard.
yeah, and country. I mean, I'm a fan of country music as well. Growing up on a pig farm in southern New Mexico, you grow up on the country side of things.
Love that. Right on. Yeah, I saw Iron Maiden a long time ago as well. I have a friend who's a metalhead, and he took me to a bunch of concerts. And yeah, they do put on a show, don't they?
And they're one that this past year I didn't go to it. I just watched it on YouTube, but they're one like last year or might have
Yeah.
been 2 years ago. That was a show. I mean,
Yeah.
it had a big airplane that dropped down. Oh,
Okay.
it
Oh,
was
I didn't see
crazy
that.
show.
Yeah, but I've never seen Aerosmith, but I can see why. They're very ballady. They're probably not the most fun to watch, but I don't know.
So it was Steven Tyler making sexual advances to his microphone stand, and I just wasn't impressed.
Ah, that's his shtick though, isn't
It is. It is.
it? Right on. Well, thank you so much for rocking out with me today, Bart. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate that we got connected and got things going.
Yeah, absolutely. To the listeners, make sure you subscribe, rate, and comment. We'll see you next time on the Work at Home Rockstar podcast. And for more information, go to workathomerockstar.com.